Hi Divine Feminines, welcome to my channel. My name's Amelia. So today I'm doing messages, channeled messages and messages through tarot to you from your Divine Masculines. I will put a timestamp below in the description box, so if you want to skip directly to the tarot reading, you can do that. I do have a few messages I want to pass on from the channeled section, so skip forward if you don't want to hear those. If you want to hear my ramblings, bear with me. Okay, so the first thing I want to mention, in the last reading, I said that I was speaking from the perspective of the Divine Masculine, who over the weekend had a tower moment, who had a very deep wound brought to the surface. And for many of you, you might have found that without explanation, your Divine Masculine has withdrawn, hasn't been as communicative as you're used to. If you haven't been in communication in the 3D, you might have found that his or her energy seemed to pull back, and you have no idea why. That message was about the fact that the Divine Masculine was triggered by a very deep wound to do with family, whether it's a family that they grew up in, whether it's a family that they have created for themselves as an adult. Now I want to let you know that the main shock of that weekend for the Divine Masculine, the impact of that experience, it is they're on the other side of it now. The energy is lightening, so your Divine Masculines are probably still not communicating about that, or if you have been in connection, they might still seem withdrawn, but they are starting to get back on track. They are starting to find balance. So what are your Divine Masculines doing at this time then, while they're not speaking with you, while they might be a bit desperate, whoops, rude, a bit distant? They are taking a lot of pleasure in completing small daily tasks, things at work, washing clothes, cooking healthy meals, eating, just generally feeling balanced. I think they're in the sort of aftershock. So imagine you have been crying intensely for an hour, and afterwards you feel exhausted, you feel relieved, you feel drained, but you start to kind of, get your momentum back. You start to feel like yourself again, to feel grounded, to feel strong. So they're building back up. They're feeling much better. Please do bear in mind that still none of this is about you. If they haven't reached out, and like I said, you were in communication, it's because, they're still working through the after effects of this. So it's still not about you. If you're not in communication in the 3D and you feel like their energy is still not accessible to you, you still feel like it's changed, the same thing applies. They're feeling better, they're not 100%, but they're getting there. The second thing I want to pass on, the second message, an image I saw, slightly confused. It was the colour pink, then this image turned into tulips, and then it became purple. So maybe there's something in there about pink or purple flowers, tulips for some of you, something, around that. I want to say that if some of you have been having a migraine, and I'm feeling it again right now, almost sort of in the center of your head, if not the center of your head, a bit forward, sort of where your third eye might be, and you can't clear it no matter what you do, it is connected to your Divine Masculine. It is to do with your twin flame connection, if you have been wondering. Okay, and the last thing that I want to tell you about. So I had an image of a man and a woman at night eating takeaway food. So first of all, I heard cheeseburgers and fries, and I laughed, but then the message was very serious to pass on something about cheeseburgers and fries. And then I saw two people at night, their backs, walking away from me, walking into the street with fries and I guess a cheeseburger. It was night time. I don't know if I think I said that. So then this led me down a path. So I pushed further because I thought that's quite a random message, which pink and purple tulips are as well, but this felt very insistent, so I felt there was more to be drawn out of it. I then heard the word wafer, wafers, the wafer, and I saw the image of a diner. Now the diner, it's from a film. It has Sandra Bullock in it, which made me laugh because that's of relevance to me. So I don't know if she's of relevance to any of you in your connections. But so it's from a movie that she's in, and unless I'm confusing this with something else, at the beginning of, oh, I have confused it with something else. It's not her in it. It's oh, what's her name? Well, it's irrelevant. But anyway, the point of this is, so I thought it was her, which then made me go away. And on IMDb, I was trying to look up the films that she's been in to be able to tell you which one it is if you wanted to go away and watch it. Anyway, I couldn't find this film, which makes sense now because she's not even in it. But what I did notice while I was looking through the films that she has been in is there's one called Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood, which sounds ridiculous. I've never seen it. But the only part of the title that showed up on IMDb while I was looking was Divine Secrets. So there's something here, some kind of message from your divine masculines to let you know that they're aware that this connection is divine, even if it's a secret, even if it has to be kept quiet, even if they're not communicating with you, even if you're not able to talk to one another openly about it. They are in this connection with you. They are aware of it. So that was my ramble at the end there. So let's get into the reading and see what messages your divine masculine wants to pass on for you. And I think this is going to be particularly interesting, given the big energetic shifts that happened over the weekend. So, divine masculines, what do you want to say to your divine feminines, please? Yeah, do you see? So we have the Eight of Pentacles coming out. And in this deck, it's the Eight of Bones and it's a spine. So they're really taking pleasure in being focused, you know, moving forward a step at a time and being steady, being grounded, being balanced. They're not doing anything exciting right now, in the same way that a spine might not be exciting, but it's very necessary, you know. So these small steps that they're taking are very necessary for them, and very necessary in terms of enabling them to come towards you in a very balanced, grounded way. Okay, so messages please, divine masculines, for your divine feminines. The Seven of Cups, the Hanged Man in reverse, the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Cups reversed, the Chariot, Cancer energy, the Knight of Swords, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the Star, Aquarius energy. So you might be dealing specifically with an Aquarius, a Cancer, a Leo. We have strength at the back. So like I said, underpinning everything is the fact that they are regaining their strength. So that's good. We have water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have fire signs, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Air signs. We just don't have earth signs. So the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There is some confusion here. And I feel this is related to what we saw in the last reading. So the confusion is going on inside your divine masculine's emotions, in their thoughts. Now, usually the Chariot card is one of driving forward very quickly. And it can be literal travel, physical travel, it can be emotional travel. But this deck, you know, in this deck, it's a snail who isn't moving as quickly as, for example, two horses. So your divine masculine wants you to know that they are feeling confused because of whatever happened to them over the weekend, because of whatever they went through that wasn't related to you. And that's why it might seem that they're moving very slowly, that if they were moving quickly in the past, you know, they've pulled back and things have slowed down. Then it's interesting because we move into a much faster energy with the Knight of Swords and the Hanged Man in reverse. So let's go in and see what this is about. It's like they've realized something, they've come to some kind of clarity, maybe had some epiphany, they're able to see things differently. They have some kind of awareness, you know, this bat's third eye is open, so they're awakened. And that's making them want to drive forward quickly and powerfully and strongly, but yet they're not. So let's have a look why. What's going on here? Okay, we have the Nine of Wands. Five of Swords in reverse. And the Seven of Swords. Okay, if there's something they haven't told you about, if there's something your Divine Masculine hasn't been clear about with you, they want to rush forward and tell you. I think this thing, whatever they didn't tell you in the past, it caused conflict between you both. It's certainly been causing them conflict in their minds, but they want to push forward. They want to fight to reconnect with you, to tell you this. It might be that it's a struggle for them to reveal this to you, but they want to do it anyway. Let's see what this could be. Let's look at the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Wands, 2 sevens, so a very spiritual number. So they've had some kind of spiritual awakening. It definitely could be related to this wound that they had to face. They found some kind of enlightenment. It might be that for some of you, for some of your Divine Masculines, they took this opportunity to heal from this wound and they are now moving past it. So they now want to share this with you. The Queen of Swords, yeah, okay. So truth, clarity, honest communication, maybe trying to be gentle about it, but this could also be you. This is how you're looking at them, you know. You're suspicious. You don't know what the hell's going on, why they've changed. You're not saying anything, you're just staring. And at the same time, you're not willing to humour them. You're not going to be pleasant for the sake of it. You know, she's not messing out. She wants clarity. She wants to know what's going on. She wants truth. And the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, so if there wasn't equal give and take, you could have drawn back. That could have caused... the fact that your Divine Masculine wasn't giving equally could have caused conflict. Let's keep going with this. Ten of Cups in reverse. The Eight of Pentacles reversed and the Five of Wands. Okay, I'm seeing that there are too many people involved in this. There's some kind of unhappy family situation, whether on your side, on their side. A situation that someone doesn't want to put work into anymore. With the Six of Pentacles reversed and the Eight of Pentacles reversed and the Ten of Cups reversed, especially here with the Queen of Swords as well, it could be that your Divine Masculine, man or woman, is going to be getting divorced. That's the realization. That's what they've woken up to. It could be... I don't think it's that you're getting a divorce or you have separated from someone, because even if you have, you already know that. You don't need to be told that. So I think this is coming from your Divine Masculine side. Let's see what the Hanged Man wants to say. And this is messages to you after all. The Hermit. So yeah, they have been withdrawn. You could be dealing with a Virgo. The Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. Yeah, something to do with teamwork, something to do with other people, a commitment, something that was happy once, it has been long term, it's over. So for some of you, this is what your Divine Masculine wants to rush forward and tell you. This is why they feel impassioned, because they want to tell you they've had an awakening. Something is over on their side. And it's really interesting because if you look at this card with the bull, the sword is through its eyes, so it can't see clearly, obviously. It can't see anything at all. And it's in pain. In this card, the bat's eyes, both in the 3D, are open, its third eye is open, and it looks very peaceful. So there's been a massive transition. A massive epiphany, a moment of awakening. Let me clear these away because it's getting messy. Okay, so we could be looking at two different sets of Divine Masculines here. One set who is still in confusion, moving forward carefully. Another set who, you know, because of the energy over the weekend, has received enlightenment and wants to move forward passionately. Because we have two opposing energies here: confusion, awareness and clarity. Moving slowly, moving quickly. This message, when it comes through, or this information when it comes through to you, it can take you by surprise, definitely. It might even seem almost aggressive because of its haste, but it's not aggression that's towards you. It's just because your Divine Masculine has been stuck for so long. The fact that they're now awakened and now know the action that they want to take, it's, you know, it's pushing them forward very quickly. It's giving them a lot of momentum. It's almost like they don't want to waste any more time now, any more time than they already have. Okay, so with the Ten of Stones, the Ten of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse, it could be that your Divine Masculine stayed in a commitment because of children, but it became too much of a burden. So the burden outweighed their fears about, you know, not leaving a child behind. I'm not saying they're going to leave a child behind. But the burden became so strong that they can't stay in an unhealthy situation anymore, just to ease their fears about a child, if you see what I mean. If your Divine Masculine doesn't have a child, if there's no child involved, then there was some kind of burden, and that was preventing them from making an offer to you in the 3D. So something that they were attached to in the 3D. But with the 10, it's completion, releasing the burden. Okay, let's have a look at this 10 of Blooms. It's the 10 of Cups. That's interesting. This makes me think of the flower I was talking about at the start with the tulips and the pink and purple. I wonder if the fact that I've just made that connection, maybe it's talking about this familial situation that's not making them happy anymore. They feel hopeless in it and they're leaving. Or if it's not a familial connection, anything that did once bring them a lot of happiness that doesn't now, that has been keeping them trapped, moving forward from that. Okay, we have the Daughter of Pentacles, that's the Page of Pentacles, the Magician, the Empress in reverse, and the Tower in reverse. Okay, so yes, now they have clarity, they can take action, they're manifesting a way to offer you this gift, this communication, a gesture that they weren't able to before. I see that. This is interesting though, the Empress reversed and the Tower in reverse. We have the Two of Cups in reverse as well. It's almost as though I'm hearing against all odds. If something happened between you and your Divine Masculine and it made it seem almost completely unlikely, completely impossible that you would come back together, at least that's how they're viewing it. You know, maybe they pushed things too far, ignored you for too long, took no action, and you walked away. I'm now seeing that they're looking at you, they're determined to bring hope back into this situation, to manifest a reconnection, to bring you towards them, to get things back on track against all odds. You know, they're going to do it. I want to see what this Tower's about in reverse. For some of you, I think you walked away because you could tell a Tower moment was coming and you're trying to avoid it. That's just for some of you, maybe a handful. What do you want to say about the Tower, please? Yeah, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So there wasn't work put in the past. It was an unfair, unbalanced, unequal connection. You might have been dealing with a Libra. Maybe you are a Libra yourself. If a divorce needed to happen or some sort of legal papers needed signing, your Divine Masculine might have been holding out on doing that. Exactly. Yeah. I think you got fed up of being a secret, doing things in secret, not being able to explore the connection and not receiving honesty from your Divine Masculine, and you walked away. Now your Divine Masculine is focused on getting this back on track, even if it seems almost impossible to them. And they have this kind of new sort of impetus, new momentum behind them with the Knight of Plumes, the Knight of Swords, because they now have clarity. They can see clearly. I'm getting all kinds of weird French phrases in my head that are coming through half formed. So I don't know if you're French, something to do with France, maybe for some of you, if your Divine Masculine is French. You know, if one of you, both of you have French as a first language, and that's why the messages are coming through in that way. Yeah, so Divine Feminines, I'd expect maybe to see some movement soon, actually, with the Knight of Swords. Swords is about thought, is about air energy. Um, the Magician can manifest behind the scenes, but you know, whether it is very soon, whether it takes a bit longer, I think you're going to get a message. I think you're going to see some movement happening. Even if it's that you start to notice things on your Divine Masculine side, start sort of shifting around, start changing, their habits start changing, those are all signs that they have gone through this moment of awakening, that their focus is on you. They're shifting things around in order to be able to come forward and to offer you this gift, this opportunity, stability. I said at the start that we had water, we had air, and we had fire. We didn't have pentacles. Exactly, because this connection, it hadn't been grounded before. This is probably why you walked away. I think things were literally about to blow up, so you thought, you know what, I'm just gonna leave for now, take my attention away. And this, you know, this is what your Divine Masculine is realizing. They need to back their words up with actions. This needs to be grounded. It needs to become something tangible. Okay, so I'll leave it there, Divine Feminines. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to book a reading with me, my details and links are below. If you want to join the Divine Feminine Facebook group, you're very welcome. If you want to connect with me on Twitter, the link is also below. I have a couple of readings up in the Facebook group that aren't here on YouTube. So one connected to my last reading about the difficult energies that the Divine Masculine has been through. The other reading, it's a very long one. I think it's about an hour and 20 minutes. It is timestamped though. And I go through a series of questions. So if you are in a connection with someone who isn't your twin flame, your Divine Masculine, and you're confused about your next steps, you're not sure who to choose, which option is going to be best for everybody or for you, maybe you're concerned about finances or children, I've looked at all of these questions. So that is in the Facebook group. And like I said, if you want to join, the link is below. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will speak to you again on Friday. Bye.